And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him because I'm going to mess up the way. Certain things didn't let it go by because it's Puff. He wasn't like in the closet. He was like in the hallway.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
You can take but he wants you.
Diddy, to me, is the fall guy. You're still seeing a major effort to protect the big name.
50 Cent recalls avoiding Diddy's parties due to uncomfortable experiences and observes that Diddy was never discreet in his behavior. He emphasizes that Diddy's fall guy image is misleading, highlighting ongoing efforts to shield high-profile figures. With federal misconduct allegations rising in New York, 50 Cent is reportedly preparing to submit a list of Diddy's inner circle contacts spanning music, Hollywood, sports, and fashion, potentially putting those names under legal scrutiny. He stresses that his pursuit is about exposing the truth, not drama, and recounts the darker undertones behind the celebrity spectacle.
I met Puff. I was afraid of success, afraid to do anything that could put so much attention on me. And then when I met him, he was the complete opposite. And he was such a good thing for me because I needed what he had. And so his ambition pushed me to be ambitious because I didn't know how, because, when you come from where I come from, you're scared to be ambitious. You're scared to want more. And so when I met Puff, I was, blown away. But it took some years to grow into that and accepting someone that just was so excited about being seen and about having, the lights on them and wanted it for you more than you wanted it for yourself. So, Puff was a huge inspiration to me.
I want you guys to know, man, it was a terrible thing when we found out that Mary J. Blige's tape came out. You not remember a time, man, when she was with KC from Jodeci and they were, on drugs, and KC used to put them hands on Mary J. Blige. So back in the day when her freak tape came out, Mary J. Blige even said herself, this was her rite of passage. Guys, I was born and raised in Las Vegas, and I remember the day, man, she had a concert out here in Las Vegas, and she was so high, she was like, hey, how you doing tonight, Los Angeles? But we was in Las Vegas. But Mary J., as you remember, man, she wasn't the finest thing when she got on the scene. Mouth kind of twisted off to the side. She wasn't the best looking thing. They found her singing karaoke, some Anita Baker karaoke in the mall, and they dusted her up, polished her up, and Angie Stone started writing for her, and she became who she was. But she definitely was a part of these parties, and she has no regrets.
The gate, y'all remember the second album, but Usher does have a first album that's a classic that I executive produced. But most importantly, that's how he became my brother. And to see the way you grow, you have grown, and to see you get better with your craft, and to see the man that you turned into and the consciousness that you have. I know you've been speaking to Harry Belafonte because you hooked me up with speaking to Harry Belafonte. Mm-hmm. So your consciousness, has really, really been a shining example. And the way you just spoken and articulated yourself, imagine me having guardianship for you at 13, and then now you speaking the way that you speaking, It's like, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, don't hit me no more. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was Papa, don't hit me no more. Let's go. Kick in the door, waving the 4.
The leftover culture in relationships, business rivalries, and the undercurrents of exploitation that went unnoticed publicly. The narrative underscores that while the parties appeared luxurious, a complex web of power and control existed behind the scenes. Clip 3. 50 Cent announces a Netflix docu-series exposing industry practices and the network of influence around Diddy. He notes that speaking out often invites media attacks, citing Orlando Brown as an example. The docu-series intends to show a decade-long history of warnings and questionable behaviors while emphasizing 50 Cent's isolation in taking a stand. The clip highlights how celebrity culture selectively ignores abuses depending on who benefits, with some people actively participating in misconduct while others remain silent.
People, and kind of have that authority in that, to be able to call people out. Which is pretty amazing. You're kind of, in some ways, draining the swamp of Hollywood.
I don't have a support system. I don't have a support system of peer group of artists that I require to do what I'm doing. I've had to be on my own from the beginning. So I don't necessarily have a responsibility to behave a certain way according to them, you know. And look, if I didn't have an award-winning director doing it, if I hadn't put the right people in place to produce it properly, I would understand why they would question or doubt anything that I'm doing. But you go to the 90s, and Keefe D said he paid him to do pop.
Yeah. Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy. I mean,
but I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to a degree.
But was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what was going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say foul shit. Like behind the scenes, he would do some foul shit. Like hating on, like doing things with people I done business with that he done business with. He would say shit that I was like, he said that to you?
Right.
I was like, yeah, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and niggas don't know what they like till they see somebody with it. So they want the girls after you're done with them.
Yeah, leftovers.
Yeah.
You take your leftovers. A lot of time on left.
The new baby oil.
Should start looking gray if you ain't got nothing on it.
Got the new baby oil, bro.
This ain't baby oil.
You ran through 8,000 jars of them in prison, man. He was Ashy Larry.
Relax. I still got everybody looking.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's just up.
That's why I don't be going to the puffy party. You can hug me from the front and the back at the same time.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, me and Dub C ain't never been to a Diddy party, motherfucker.
Like an R-A-P-E-R, got so many essays.
Diddy's reach extended far beyond music into fashion, film, Revolt TV, and tequila brands. His strategic alliances with major figures like Jay-Z and Beyoncé amplified his influence, creating a powerful inner circle. 50 Cent warns that these connections could now face scrutiny, with potential legal filings revealing contracts, financial flows, and communications that demonstrate how the system operated. Diddy's mentorship of artists and cultivation of celebrity culture may now serve as critical evidence in uncovering patterns of exploitation or privilege.
Was always anti-Diddy and was always speaking about Diddy as a problematic person was 50 Cent. And it turns out that it's just been announced that he's created a docu-series on Netflix. I can't wait to see this. The other end of that, every person who has tried to speak out about this, who has tried to speak out about the industry, the type of people that are controlling the industry, the attacks that people face from the media if they try to speak out, is always the same. They're called crazy. And an example of one such individual who went through those sorts of attacks is the actor Orlando Brown. He was on Disney, and I remember everyone telling us that he was totally insane and deranged when he was saying a lot of things that at the time sounded crazy, particularly about Diddy. Take a listen.
The requirement is you gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he's gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
You can take but he won't you.
Diddy, to me, is the fall guy. You're still seeing a major effort to protect the big names.
Yeah, I know you're not really tapped in, but what is
the last thing I saw was like a guy there. He was like, yo, he like pushed me into the truck. It really hurt. And he sounded me. I was like, yo, look, I could find other things to do for money. Did you see the video? I could find other things to do for money. Bro, I'm not sure I can say that for money.
How much is this guy trying to get?
I don't know. Like, it's a simple situation, but it's like
20 mil. I can say it.
You still had the blackest face out.
Yes.
You still had to mimic his voice because he's like,
but his voice wasn't even that different.
And a little deeper. I was like, almost like, no, that's you, young buck.
Yo,
I almost felt like it was him. I almost knew who it was. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, that's buck. We trying to do money right.
Yo, you can't say that dudes are having sex with other dudes, bro. That might come.
50 Cent reflects on his own legacy and approach to history-making in music. He emphasizes creating timeless art, nurturing artists, and influencing culture positively. This segment contrasts with Diddy's party-centric image, showing 50 Cent's deliberate focus on music, mentorship, and lasting impact. The discussion frames him as someone motivated by long-term legacy rather than short-term glamour, establishing credibility for the critiques he raises about Diddy's empire.
Like LeBron James is quite deafening. A person who claims to care so much about Black life, Black Lives Matter, on the ground, taking a kneel. Okay, that's fine. But now you have a friend of yours who has been on camera beating a Black woman. Okay, you said nothing when that happened. You also know that you have various Black people speaking out about how they were abused by him, and you have said nothing. So I don't like the hypocrisy behind that. It might be a good time to use your platform. I'm calling out the hypocrisy and the double standard of that. If LeBron James had kept his mouth shut on every other issue and said nothing, I wouldn't be like, hey, why is LeBron James being quiet on this issue? I'd say he doesn't typically weigh in on anything. So it wouldn't make sense to put pressure on him to do it. The exact opposite. I'm saying keep the exact same energy that you have had on every other Black issue when it comes to your door and it pertains to a friend of yours that you were partying with. I think that's pretty sensible.
Watch this. Watch this at a charity event. Look what he does with David Beckham. He offers $150,000 for this event, and you have to see what he says at the end. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay. Being that I don't spend a lot of time here and I don't really know the crowd, if you win, you get your choice of one of the other. Choice A is a weekend at my house in the Hamptons, fully staffed on the water, East Hampton, New York. Number 2 is a studio session with me in New York or London. I'll produce a record for you or your kids. Or number 3 is a night out with Diddy, Saturday night in New York. And I promise you, your ass will wake up Wednesday laying beside me.
This is some of the stuff that's going to be revealed, and these are nothing. These are just signs, right? But if anything leaks with celebrity names that all of a sudden comes out,
The clip explores how Diddy's once glamorous circle of celebrities, including Beyoncé, Jay-Z, Mariah Carey, Drake, Usher, and Mary J. Blige, could become entangled in legal proceedings. 50 Cent notes that mentorship and networking relationships could now be treated as evidence. High-profile figures may face questions about their awareness or complicity, showing how public image and legal accountability can collide, and emphasizing the potential reach of ongoing investigations into Diddy's past.
I don't want to go against the grain. Anytime you go against the grain, they consider you like kind of bad. Nothing negative, nothing like hardcore. Just, I didn't want to be regular. I didn't want to just make records. I didn't want to just make money. I wanted to make history. And that's all it's ever been about for me, making history. And making music that's timeless. Music that's going to be around when I'm not here, when my kids ain't here. Music that is that good, and having artists and videos and things that, really affect way of life in a positive way, affect style, fashion, music.
I've been
Take it back to the red zone. To the red zone. They need to understand. Everyone's got to make it. Here we go. 50 is. Whoa! Ladies and gentlemen, if you're happy to be alive in here tonight, make some noise. If you're happy to be alive, yo, let me clear the room. Montana, yes sir.
Details of Diddy's white parties illustrate their scale, exclusivity, and celebrity appeal. Stories include Usher and Mary J. Blige's early careers benefiting from Diddy's mentorship, while also highlighting chaotic or risky moments at events. The narrative portrays Diddy as simultaneously a mentor and a powerful influencer controlling his environment, where even minor actions or attendance could carry significant implications for those involved.
I was like, why don't you come hang out with me?
Did Sean Diddy Combs extend a royal invite to one of his now infamous parties? The hip-hop mogul recalled wanting Prince Harry and Prince William to join his guest list, sharing in a resurfaced interview with Graham Norton in 2011 that the brothers were once welcome in his social circle. Diddy explained that he understood the princes were likely unavailable as they started settling into their adult roles and responsibilities at that time, but he went on to note that he thought they could have fit in a few years earlier.
You know, before when they were young bucks growing up and they were getting in a lot of trouble themselves, so hey, I was like, why don't you come hang out with me?
Though Harry and William are not believed to have ever taken Diddy up on the offer, they did meet and pose for photos with the rapper at a 2007 star-studded concert event for their late mother, Princess Diana. And he and Graham appeared to agree that the extent of their relationship likely ended there.
I do worry because I read that on your that you want to get Prince William and Prince Harry to a Diddy party.
I don't think not anymore. I mean, before, you know.
Yeah, don't ruin our royal wedding for us.
I know. Trust me, they're off the list.
Prince Harry has been named in a lawsuit against P. Diddy.
Yes,
so he's taking the legal action, or?
Yes, so it's a bit complicated. So yesterday, of course, we were talking about those raids, and they were quite extraordinary, those raids. You know, it was like a military operation going into both the mansions on each coast. And we'll come back to that. But this is unrelated to that. This is coincidental that this story has dropped. So this is the story of a man called Rodney Little Rod Jones, who's a producer who's filed a $30 million civil suit against P. Diddy. He's got several suits against him. Now, in the paperwork for this, he has mentioned Prince Harry's name, using Prince Harry as an example of the sort of people that P. Diddy would mix with. He's not accusing Prince Harry of having done anything wrong whatsoever. And to be very honest, there is no suggestion, there's no evidence that P. Diddy and Prince Harry are friends in any way. This vision you see here was back in 2007 at a charity event, and Prince William there as well. And some newspapers are sort of cropping him out of the photographs they're using. But that seems to be the only time they've met and been together.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy.
Donald Trump's past comments about Sean Diddy Combs are getting new attention. A clip of the former president praising the hip-hop mogul on a 2012 episode of The Celebrity Apprentice has resurfaced in the wake of Diddy's bombshell arrest and indictment on sex trafficking charges. Season 5 contestant Aubrey O'Day touted her time working with Diddy in the 2000s girl group Danity Kane as having prepared her for the business world, prompting Trump to defend the artist and entrepreneur when Aubrey didn't want to discuss the matter further.
I am a very strict and focused businesswoman because working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy?
Absolutely.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh, wow. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
Trump and wife Melania have been photographed with Diddy at multiple high-profile events over the years. Diddy previously complimented Trump in a 2015 interview.
Diddy's parties attracted royalty, athletes, and political figures, including Prince Harry, Prince William, David Beckham, and LeBron James. While there's no suggestion of wrongdoing, their presence could be referenced in civil or federal investigations. The clip stresses that such high-profile attendance, while socially prestigious at the time, may now intersect with legal scrutiny, making even peripheral connections potentially significant in court.
All-white party was Diddy.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
He started in the late 90s and continued on for a very long time. Now I'm going to show you an announcement of him at the party, and he says at a certain hour the kids have to go home. But before I do that, take a look at all of these celebrities who attended these parties. I'm not saying the people who attended these parties are guilty of anything. I just want you to know how highly these parties were regarded. We are talking the highest names in every industry. What happens at these parties, I have no idea. You may have seen the clip of Keeping Up with the Kardashians where they talk about it a little bit, which is absolutely wild, but generally no phones were allowed, so good luck finding clips of the parties. But watch this clip.
The legendary white party, it's the real white party. And to all the kids have like an hour left. So get extra.
There, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't know how they fell out or nothing like that. They was road dogs. You know what I'm saying? They even got pictures of him. He got on that blue sweater with the turtleneck. Him and him hugged up like this with the black hat. Yeah, you ever seen that picture?
Nah, I don't recall, but I'm pretty sure I came across it.
Yeah. That picture there, they was at that party that day. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of weird shit. That whole, yeah, that's weird, dude. Yeah, bunch of, it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no gay basher or nothing. I mean, none of that shit, but that shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? That whole party was weirdoed out. Yeah, it was.
From Ashton Kutcher co-hosting parties to interactions with Will Smith and Bruce Willis, the clip highlights Diddy's ability to connect across entertainment spheres. These moments, often captured in photos or backstage footage, could now serve as documentation of patterns or behaviors. 50 Cent underscores that glamorous appearances masked complex, sometimes troubling, interpersonal dynamics, revealing how celebrity perception differs from underlying reality.
Holmes raped a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, an anonymous accuser identified only as Jane Doe made the accusation in a civil lawsuit on Sunday. It alleges that the assault happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards afterparty back in 2000. In a statement to NBC News, Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, called the accusation idiotic, adding, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever should commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?" Attorneys representing Combs also dismissed the lawsuit, calling it a shameless publicity stunt. Combs is currently behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center after federal prosecutors charged.
This clip revisits Diddy's relationships with political and business figures, including Donald Trump and Aubrey O'Day. Trump previously praised Diddy's business acumen and professionalism during his Apprentice era. While no wrongdoing is alleged, the resurfacing of such associations underscores Diddy's far-reaching influence across industries. 50 Cent frames this context as part of understanding Diddy's network, illustrating how legacy, power, and visibility may intersect with ongoing investigations.
They're Puff Love Diddy Combs, or whatever the hell his name is now. We stopped trying to keep track. Celebrating his big 5-0 with some Elaine from Seinfeld moves at a gigantic party at his house. And everybody was there.
The biggest names that were there, Kim and Kanye, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Is that the order that you want to do that in?
Seriously, you forgot Dougie Fresh, who was also there. He should come first.
The biggest part of the whole night was the fact that Jay-Z and Kanye actually shook hands. They squashed their beef, or at least for that night. Diddy's smiling like, look, I made this happen.
Oh yeah, it was all you, Diddy. Maybe a little help from all the CBD products and Ciroc alcohol that was floating around, but otherwise, all you.
Who else was there?
Who wasn't? Well, maybe not Steve Harvey, because Diddy was banging his daughter. But how about